So there's a good chance TikTok's gonna be banned in the USA. So that sucks. If you're one of my fans that was on TikTok, thanks for coming over to my YouTube channel. But yeah, hello. On that somber note, I guess, we're gonna show off the brand new toy Chica. I know, it's pretty exciting, right? So, if this light doesn't make it glare too much, as you can see, I built toy Chica in the same tiny scale as I did for Toy Bonnie. I'll do a little comparison in just a few minutes. But yeah, let's just get right into the up-close showcase. So as you can see, I did make her like fuzzy just because I thought it would look really cool. I know she's supposed to be like a hard plastic, but I just really like the look of the fuzziness anyway, and I had made Toy Bonnie with a bit of the same like felt material anyway, so I figured it would work for like consistency's sake. If/when I am planning on making Toy Freddy, I'm gonna make him out of the same kind of fleece material as well. So yeah, as you can see, her beak can open and close and stuff. She's only got teeth on the bottom one because from all the pictures I've seen, she doesn't have upper rows of teeth, so I'm trying to keep it consistent, though I really wanted to add a second thing of teeth on the top beak here, but I did not. So, it's supposed to be accurate, I guess. But yeah, so she's got shiny cheeks like that. Both her cheeks and her eyes are actually made out of painted googly eyes in the like slightly larger scale, so it worked out pretty well for like a slightly rounded plastic looking piece. I accidentally got a little black paint right there, so not much I can do. I guess she just has a beauty mark. But yeah, her eyebrows, I believe that's what these are, yeah, eyebrows are like a really thin foam I cut, and then I actually ended up using a lot of super glue on this rather than just hot glue because it was easier to use super glue to attach really small things like the eyelashes and the eyebrows and cheeks and stuff rather than trying to hot glue it, because with hot glue, if you put it on like a thin plastic, it will definitely melt it. I've had that problem in the past, so I decided to swap to a little bit of super glue to attach the light plastic pieces to things. But yeah, so as you can see, she's got her 3 little feathers on top. The back looks alright. There is a seam, and at the top there is a bit more of a seam up here. Not my biggest fan, but from the front the feathers do cover it, so you can't really see it. This circle is what hides the battery compartment for the light up eyes feature. I'll show that off in just a second. And yes, if you are wondering, there are magnets in this puppet. I know, shocking, really. But yeah, so her beak is removable like that. It's got magnets built into the beak and into her face, and then her lower beak is also removable. It's got magnets built into this little black section and then into the lower jaw. So yeah, and then I'm gonna just set these down over here. Her eyes are also removable. Let's get a quick little up close real quick of the eyes, which I think they looked really cool. They are not 2 individual eyes like on Toy Bonnie. These are one solid piece. They're connected in the middle by a magnet, which allows me to pop out the eyes and pull them out like so. So as you can see, there's just like a little piece there. There is the magnet on the back. And yeah, so as you can see, we now have Toy Chica's creepy mode, or I believe in canon she removes her beak so that she can actually bite the night guard because her beak was too long for her dangerous teeth to get to, so she removes her beak to be able to munch on the night guard. So yeah, if we come around to the back, there's also another magnet. I know, quite surprising. And then there's a little tea light here with a battery compartment and then a little switch. If we click that, get the eye lights on there. It only really works well in the dark, so it's not the brightest, but as you can see, if it's like a slightly darker area, you can see the eyes much better, just like that. And like all of my puppets, they have the little bit of following because there's a bit of depth in the eye holes here, so it looks like she's like staring at you no matter what direction she's looking from. Some directions obviously look a little bit better than others, depending on if you get a glare on that back wall there. But yeah, I think it turned out really cool. So yeah, let us put her back together real quick. So on the back, little magnet there. I'm gonna turn these back on real quick. Ugh. as I was saying, on the back you can see this little cardboard thing. There's a magnet in there. This also has a magnet, kind of pops on. To get it off, there's just like a little tab here you kind of just pull on, and then the angle gets the magnet disconnected. And then take the eyes. So there's a magnet in the center and a magnet in the center here. So you pop them through, kind of have to avoid scratching them. And then just sort of straighten them a little bit, and bada bing, perfect. And then the lower jaw snaps on just like that. And then the upper beak snaps on just like that. So the fun thing about the beak is it is a little bit movable, so depending on where I want it, I can lower it a little bit, or I can kind of raise it just a little bit. So I generally like to have it right where the edge of her mouth ends, because if I put it up too far, you can see some yellow from her fabric right there. I like to kind of lower it a little bit so you can't really see that, and it doesn't cut off any of the eye holes at all. So yeah. And a lot of you guys were wondering how the mechanism works for her mouth. So if you look closely, it is a clothespin that is attached to it, and when I squeeze it shut, it opens and closes it. So the way it works is this part right here, these are two separate pieces, this side and this side. There's a little spring in the middle. I have super glued on popsicle sticks that kind of sit flat on the top of only one of them, and then it goes down and out. So it kind of goes up, over, down, and out. And it's slightly angled so that when I squeeze it together, it brings it up enough to make it look like her mouth is opening and closing. The only problem I've had with this so far is that if you look really closely, just take her beak off to make it a little easier. If you look really closely, the mouth sticks out on the bottom jaw a little bit more, and then when you close it, it lines up. So the only problem I've had is that when you're opening and closing it from like the side, it looks like the bottom jaw is kind of going out rather than up and down, which isn't the biggest deal, because if you do it from the front, it just looks like she's opening and closing her mouth, but from the side, you can kind of tell. And I posted a little thing on TikTok, and somebody was saying that I should have made her lower beak a little bit smaller. The only reason it looks so ginormous is because the lower jaw sticks out a little bit when it's open. If I close it, it lines up like less than the top beak, so it does stick out a little bit when she opens her mouth. So if I could change anything, that would probably be it, but it's a little too complicated to, and with the system of the jaw mechanic, it doesn't really work to change it. So I think it works pretty well, especially from the front. You can't really tell any difference. And yeah, let's get into comparisons. Talking so fast. So at the moment I only have one other toy animatronic. It is Toy Bonnie. I used kind of like a baby blue to make this character because that was a material I already had on hand and I didn't want to go out and buy some more. I know he's technically supposed to be a bit of a darker blue, but yeah. So in size comparison with Toy Chica, I tried my best to make them both roughly the same scale, and when I go to make Toy Freddy, I'll probably make him also the same scale. But as you can see, the stick coming out of the bottom of both of them on Bonnie is green, so if I put him on a green screen, I can remove the stick completely. And with Chica, I made it a dark blue so that I can do it on a blue screen, because you might not know this, but in my music videos and stuff, whenever I have a yellow character that's specifically like this color exactly, like regular Chica or Golden Freddy over there, the green screen always bleeds onto the yellow, and then when I try to remove the green, it kind of makes half their head disappear, so it's not nearly as good quality green screen. So I'm hoping that with turning this blue, I should be able to remove the background whenever I use her on something a little bit easier. I know it's not a perfect system because not only are her eyes blue, but like there's sometimes shadows and stuff underneath. But other than that, I've had to kind of deal with that before with Toy Bonnie because his eyes are green, so it's kind of nothing new. So all I do to do it is I just mask out his eyes and then I put the green back. Other than that, it's not too difficult to get the colors back in their eyes. It's just mainly the whole head that I want to make sure doesn't like bleed away or something like that. So that's the main reason that her stick is blue instead of green. I guess technically another character is Balloon Boy from Five Nights at Freddy's 2, so here's her in comparison to him. He is a little clay model, she is a functioning tiny puppet thing, and yeah, so this is what they look like together. Oh, and yeah, I think that's gonna wrap up today's showcase for you guys. I am planning on doing at least Toy Freddy. I've thought about maybe trying to do a similar scale Manglehead, or like a new Funtime Foxy. You know how Funtime Foxy is like Mangle, or supposedly theories and stuff. But so FNAF 2 Foxy, I guess it would technically be considered, or Toy Foxy or whatever. I might try to make that character as well in like this similar scale, so that just leaves 2 more of the toy animatronics for me to build. But I was thinking to display them, I would build like a little box to peg all 4 of them in next to each other. So it'd be like, I'd make it kind of look like a stage, and then I would peg all 4 of their heads next to each other as like a little display thing. So stay tuned for that, and then like Toy Freddy and other characters. Feel free to suggest other things for me to do. I mean, like, honestly, I'm running out of ideas on things. And yeah, please consider subscribing. I'm trying to get as many subscribers as possible, you know, on that grind and stuff. And yeah, when you subscribe, remember to hit the bell and stuff if you actually want notifications. So yeah, you know, YouTube a little wonky right now. And if you want to support me extra, like just love my content so much, you can always become a channel member. The only really reason to do it is just to support me financially, but yeah, I greatly appreciate it. And with that much being said, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching this quick little showcase video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye now. Yeah, bye.